What is it? And here you have it. Idylla, our great failing. Now let us go to Anakatos. He may hide from our people's needs, but he will not refuse a visitor sent from Athene. We are adrift in these lands, I must admit. We might have been great enough to overcome the burdens, but now we cannot. Now that the trouble with the Jotun has been solved, I am free to investigate other threats to my people, and there are many options to choose from. The goddess of wisdom was our patron. Though my people worship all the Titans, they hold Athene as our personal guardian. The gods do not look to us or listen to us. What manner of patron neglects their charge, leaves their wards to the wilderness? The gods choose the Primos to lead we Colossi, and to enact their will. Of the gods, we are the favored of Athene, the goddess of wisdom. Or we were. Athene's once common words have been quiet for some time. The Primos has prayed in isolation for years, but she does not answer. Be cautious in these lands. Mind your step here, Beckoned. I wouldn't want the Colossi's failure to claim any more lives than it already has. It is not here by choice. Or our choice, anyways. Such questions would be better suited for the Primos. Suffice it to say that this was made in anticipation of something that never occurred. Be cautious in these lands. I must warn you, Anakatos has not left these quarters in years. He vowed to never cease his prayers until the gods answered them, and his people have languished for it. But I think his answer has finally arrived. Speak to him, Beckoned. His people have need of him. After years in his sanctum, I doubt he is the Primos I once knew. But though we all languish in the god's absence, none suffer as he does. He will likely see you as the answer to his prayers. Farewell.
Beckon, is there anything I can assist you with? And how are you finding Idylla, Beckon? We built it to be a great wonder of this world. The Primos attends to his own affairs. I am usually wanting for additional tasks. Anakatos is most secretive compared to his predecessor, who was killed in the Hyperion tragedy. Still, he is our best hope for the Colossi to realize our goals. It is the greatest city ever built. The gods themselves requested we built it to test our faith. The city soars above the ground, as you have seen, but it is not yet complete. Who knows if it ever will be? The greatest of us are merely gods, and had the gods not shown us this, we might never have reached the state you see us in now. An odd question. They are gods. It is common knowledge that they are the creators of the Colossi, the creators of this world and everything in it. The great Athene is among their kind, and she has given us the task of inheriting the Titan's legacy now that they have ascended from this world. I have heard you are powerful, but be wary.
Though the path be fraught with tribulation, know that it leads to the land of our greatness, and that we walk it with you. Such were the words the gods spoke to the progenitor of my race when they sought to guide us from our base origins into a fruition of potential. The words have been in my heart every day of my reign, but now they are embodied. Welcome, beckoned. At last, this city will be complete. Because we are all of us, my whole people, incomplete. Because we are not worthy enough, not deserving enough to see such wonders of the gods. And I thought that failure was a finality. I have prayed to the gods in seclusion in hopes of an answer. They were as quiet as the silent choir. Now the beckoned is come. With you, the gods can bear witness to us atoning for our inadequacies. We must start at once, beginning with the wreath of absolution. Something no Primos would ever wish to wear. They are only made in times of great need, when we must prove to the gods our devotion. The wreath of absolution can only be created from the hands guided by Athene. I must ask you to assemble it. First, a golden prayer circlet is needed to serve as its base. The art of crafting one is all but lost to us. I require one all the same. The last Primos to wear a wreath of absolution, Arcades, is buried with one such circlet. Secandra led you to me, did she not? Then she will lead you to the circlet. It lies in his crypt, in the darkest pits beneath the city. They are old halls, and they have fallen into disuse. I understand there might be trepidations in taking such an artifact from my predecessor's crypt, but I assure you, it is ordained. The times we have arrived at are desperate, and when the heavens show their intent, one cannot stand too much on ceremony. I am the Primos of the Colossi people. As I lead them in politics, I lead them in prayer. He led my people into the times that you see today. The gods did not favor his reign, clearly. The silent choir is a group of our most faithful followers, and serve me as I serve the gods. So deep is their faith that they never speak upon entering service. The Silent Choir is a group of our most... This is greater than any city or any temple that you will find in this world. Of that I assure you. But the city, though magnificent, is only half completed. This land is the crucible by which my people might be forged to their new destiny. Vicious and inhospitable, it rebukes my people's every step. The Colossi are the children of the Titans. We are the inheritors of their will, and we are the ones that will shepherd this world into a new age. Many are the artifacts strewn throughout this world, but the cipher of Athene, I have seen its outline traced in tomes and scrolls, but never in person. Bearing it makes you an embodiment of her power, Beckoned. She sees and hears through you. The messenger of the gods, one summoned to bring the word of faith back to our people. I always assumed that the Beckoned would be one of my own kind, but you bear the cipher. Your role cannot be made more clear. The goddess has shepherded my people for generations. She was responsible for the growth of my people. Somehow, we were found unworthy of her. I have prayed to learn why, but her anger must be far too great. We are so close now.
What is it? And here you have it. He may hide from our people's needs. The gods choose of the gods. Athene's once common words, we are adrift in these... Be cautious in these lands. Mind your step here, Beckoned. Farewell. You must be the Beckoned. Beyond these stairs, but I think his answer has, after years, but though we all languish in the god's absence, now that the trouble with the Jotun has been solved, the goddess of the gods do not look. Farewell.
Welcome. The Prima Anocat still. He is our... It is the city soars above the greatest of us are nearly an odd question. The great Athene is a... Be cautious in your travels. You will find Idylla...
And though the path be such words have been in my... Because we are... And I... Now the beckoned is come. Were it so easy. There is a proper ritual to observe, and it involves the holy beckoned, first the foundation. Thankfully there is one made. It lies... I understand the times we have arrived at. I am the primos of... He led my people into the times that the silent choir is a group of... This is greater than any city or any temple. Many are bearing it. Makes you an embodiment of her. The goddess has shepherded. Somehow, we were found unworthy of... The Colossi are the children of the Titans. This land is the messenger. I always assumed that the beckoned would be... We must act.
I hear you. You return. Well, the Primos has not graced the ears of his subjects in ages. What has he said to you? The circlet of Arcase. And Anakatos expects me to lead you to it? Has his reclusion left him senseless? Has he forgotten his history as well as his people? Very well. As I cannot refuse the Primos, I will meet you in the crypts, in the undersewers of the city. Let us deal with this as quickly as possible. I've had chances to speak of Arcase before, but it is not fitting for me to discuss him. Not now. You are the first to hear his voice in some time. I almost thought he would join his acolytes in their silent pact. But his prolonged absence from his people has taken its toll on his judgment. Does the crypt of Arcase have no sanctity to him? We can find it in the crypts beneath the city's sewers. They are old structures, forgotten as the city was built above them. Farewell.
The beckoned! Can I interest you in a potion? Can I interest you in some armor? I can help repair your equipment. beckoned. There is no weakness in relying on potions. All colossi know this. Not many of my kind are drawn to horticulture, but it teaches me patience and satisfaction. There are miracles, great and small, to be seen in this world if you know where to look. But the gods had no use for subtlety with us. Look at this city. You can see their love of us. The plants of the teeth are strange compared to those from our original homeland. They require much attention and deft care, and as I've found, tiny hands. You would make a good apothecary, I wager. My potions cure all wounds. Or can I interest you? Take heed in these lands, Beckoned. The Jotun, Trolls, and Terex will not spare you given the chance. Armor is my passion, my livelihood. No one in all of Idylla can provide protection of higher quality. I am reputed with good reason. There is no finer city than this. Have you seen any other place in Amalur that can match our horizon? Have you found streets more pristine and appealing? You have not, because that is an impossibility. Though our skin looks like stone, we are but flesh. As any mortal race, we need armor to protect ourselves. Be wary in this land, Beckoned. The life of the Beckoned must be strenuous. Perhaps an elixir would help. Be careful out there, Beckoned. Welcome, Beckoned. My potions cure. I have potions to offer you, Beckoned. A great many potions. I have potions for it. I can help repair. Return to me if your equipment requires repair. Everything one requires, one will find in the concourse market. Weapons, armors, and healing implements. I was one of the first to settle in Idylla, and I will be the last to leave if it ever comes to that. Many pine for our home of old, but not me. The clouds are my refuge now. My days as a guard are behind me, but I know my way around arms and armor. I can patch it all up. Farewell.
Welcome to the Idylla Market, Beckoned. Can I interest you in a freshly honed weapon? Our city didn't always have a place among the clouds, but Colossi ingenuity changed that. While it saves us from the wilds, it is my weapons that save the guard down below. We prefer the spear, for it suits us most in these lands, against this wilderness. But our travels have taken us many places, and I can craft weapons of every shape, and all are equally deadly. I construct weapons, and then I sell them. Most colossi are uncomfortable with their hands unfilled, so I endeavor to fill them. Would you like one? A weapon, I mean. Your hands are small. Mind the city's edges.
A finer sagecrafter. Ah, the Beckoned. You won't find a better sagecrafter in all of Idylla than me. This city is a promise between us and the gods, but it is also a promise between us and the races of Amalur. My people will grow into the majesty of the city, and with the Empire to come, we will spread the gods' light. Attention to detail is not overly common amongst the Colossi. Much can escape the notice of one so elevated. But the facets and powers of my gems hold so much meaning and power. How could I ignore them? There is a lesson in sagecrafting. Even the smallest jewel can turn a common sword into a deadly weapon.
The finest mat, please peruse my wares, Beckoned. Though magic is new to our people, I can craft fine artifacts for it. I bear my skill proudly. There are those that stand by their spears, but even our greatest warriors acknowledge the worth of magic. Our ancestor race, the Myru, had no skill with magic. You can see how much we've progressed. With our arcane skill, we set this whole city to float among the clouds. But such ability must be tempered with appropriate humility, so the Primos has taught. I do not envy his position. He must lead us after his predecessor's grave mishaps. However, he will bring much glory to our people should his goal be realized. I will be here if you need.
Ah, the famed Beckoned comes to me at last. Admittedly, my request might be the smallest you will hear, but I wish to voice it nonetheless. to preserve the past. All around us is the great chisel and hammer of progress, keen on dragging my people towards enlightenment. But such progress means nothing without context. I wish for someone who can find artifacts of my ancestors, reminders of our simpler times. Very good. I'll reward you for any artifacts you can find, but larger artifacts will do well for both of us. I await your findings. They are strewn throughout the teeth of Naros. They may be hidden in forgotten corners or carried by beasts as trophies. I do not forget Arcades, or what he did for my people. He led us here and started this city, but most cannot see past his flaws. They are little things, of no intrinsic value, but as my people are so convinced to make progress, these artifacts are the few records of who we once were. This is a place for those who are weary of their burdens. If you feel so, you can rest for a while. How do you find our city, Beckoned? Grand, is it not? It is the great island of progress, as I see it. But even it cannot forget the world it left below. All the rocks you see, here and in the sewers, once rested in the teeth of Naros. I'm just one who's intent on maintaining the cultural integrity of her people. We were once no nobler than the Jotun or the Etin. Some would purge this history, but then how will we remember it? Good luck in your search. You do so much for us, Beckoned. How great of you to come to our city. Much. We have many issues in our great city that need attention. We encourage all who wish to help to find a task suited to them on the nearby petition board. You may examine it, should you wish. There are always smaller items of inquiry or aid that the people of Idylla need. This board allows the community to assist them. There are always things to look after in this city, but keeping busy is a good way to ignore a burdened spirit. I am a member of the Guard, like any other. I am responsible for helping to manage the peace of the city. Greetings. I hope you have had some success collecting the artifacts around the teeth of Naros. Good luck in your search.
And it would seem that the deliverer of my people has found me at last. Many honored greetings to you, Beckoned. If you would, I have more than pleasantries to discuss. Like many, I seek your prowess. A culling. Though the Colossi are a people of faith, more and more of us are reverting to the savage ways of our ancestors. The lowest of these doubters become marauders, bloodthirsty and violent, capable of nothing but wrath. They must be purged. I thank you. It is high time we bring their savagery to an end. Each marauder should carry a totem of some sort. Bring those to me as proof of your deeds. They roam the lands below the city. I do not doubt that you will find them if you seek them out in the wilds. Looking at the Colossi here, you will find we have it in ourselves to be truly great. But we are also capable of much violence. It is a grand city, worthy of protection. I strive to guard its citizens from the menaces below us, in the teeth of Naros. The Marauders have lost their reason, but not their strength. If they catch you unawares, you will not have much time left. I have lost much to the beasts of this land. I aim to ensure that none share this sorrow. The beacon shows the path the Colossi must walk again. So it has always been claimed.
Please, just what is it? Unless you can somehow convince the guards to let me leave the city, you're only wasting my time. I'm sorry. It just makes you a little crazed, you see. Being locked inside this city like a penned animal. All I want is to leave for a short time to travel to the Warren and check on my wife, Galatea. But I cannot leave. I did not choose to leave her beckoned. I wanted her to come with me, but she can be difficult to move to action sometimes. But I cannot retrieve her now, for I am one of the city's finest masons. The guard are under orders not to let me leave, so I do not die. All I want to know is that she is unharmed, but I've done so well for this city that I am forbidden from departing. Well, you can certainly try, but Galatea is stubborn as stone. Would you truly beckon? That is something. At least I will be certain that she is unharmed. I left her in the ruins of the Warren, the city's old quarry. You should search there for her. We were separated when the city was razed. I last saw her in the quarries of the Warren. My wife and I were separated when the city was razed. I believe her to still be in the teeth of Naros. I hope she is unharmed. The stone used to build this city was dug out from the Warren. It was our main quarry, but much of it is inaccessible now. The rest is home to beasts. This city is the child I never had. I poured myself into this stone, these edifices, these reliefs. But now I have been here so long that these walls have lost their charm. They are only the bars of a prison to me. I am one of Idila's finest masons, so much so that it seems I am an institution amongst my people. It seemed nice at first, but they handle me like a work of art, with too much caution. The stone used to build this city was dug out from the Warren. It was our main quarry, but much of it is... Please find my wife.
I hope you find Idilla to your... liking.
The beckoned has come.
Yes?
Yes?
Beckoned. I cannot say you are what I envisioned, but I know better than to judge the God's chosen one. Faith keeps most of our laws enforced, but I handle the ones not worthy of our God's close care. You will not lay eyes on a greater city in Amalur. It was a beauty on the ground, and is now only more beautiful that it has been raised into the clouds. Would that we could cut ourselves off from it entirely, but though few will call it such,
This is our true homeland. Be careful outside, Idilla.
Be careful here.
Yes?
Please, do not disturb the tragedians in their work.
Well, it seems that Stratton isn't releasing his play anytime soon.
I've heard. It's his opus.
Enter the beckoned. Many are waiting in anticipation for Stratton's work, but he insists the work will not be ready until a grand fit of inspiration comes. I have a sprawling range as a tragedian, I assure you, but I require the chance to prove it. Perhaps the humbled is my great opportunity. I am not blind to the fact that our city has a troubled past. There is little we tragedians can do about it save continue to perform for our audiences. This is as much a temple as a theater, erected in the honor of the craft. There is no greater celebration of plays in all of Amalur. Enjoy the Theater of Andronikos. There is so much that needs to be done for my new work. Will I ever see the end of it? He was my mentor. I apprenticed as a tragedian under Andronikos. I sharpened his quills, blotted his parchment. Here I am today. I had written a piece for him, The Unanswered. Unfinished, but unplayable. It was too bitter. A greater subject for my work I cannot think of. How intricate my people are, with their vulnerabilities and strengths. I was a tragedian before I became the master playwright I am today, studying under Andronikos himself. No one knows more than I do about literature and Colossi theater, except perhaps for Master Andronikos, but he is, unfortunately, no longer with us. I despair that he will never see the productions I have written since his passing. Despite all I have accomplished, I feel that I'm still working to crawl out from under his shadow. Perhaps with my newest play, The Humbled, I can finally do so. The fine establishment you see here is the Theater of Andronikos. We tragedians and our loyal audience are the cultural center of Idilla. Questions of ethics, morals, and cultivation are explored through the metaphor of my plays. Entire worlds are created and destroyed on that stage behind me. Farewell.
I hope you find the city to your liking, Beckoned. I am a tragedian of several years. I've often been cast as the villain, and I'm rather ashamed to find myself comfortable in such a role. Of course, you must exercise all of yourself to attain true strength. I long to try other roles, but I am unsure where to start. Stratton loves this place. I think he has some qualms with living up to his forebearer, Andronikos, but he still tries. While these halls are to serve as a home for all forms of the art of stage, tragedy is what usually abounds here. There are a few of us that devote ourselves to the art, mostly just the ones you see milling around here listlessly. You honor us with your presence.
Yes?
I have not acted in some time. I'm eager to know when my next performance is. It's a great accomplishment, to be sure, but I think that my people often forget that we are the project of the gods, not this city. That is why I focus on theater. Rather than focusing on the city, we should be focusing on ourselves. I will not lie. Earlier in my career, I played the Beckoned, though I believe I took the role in a different direction. In truth, I find the tragedies we've made recently to be rather dreary. I prefer satires myself. The Humbled seems an interesting production. There is an opportunity for much, if some of the tone is changed. Athene is the goddess of wisdom, but she is also a goddess of art. We must appease this aspect of her nature as well. As it does not involve true might, the profundity of theater is lost on my brethren. But the spectacle is still enjoyed. Enjoy your stay.
Yes?
Please, do not. This stage is the tapestry on which Master Stratton paints his productions. You are the first of your kind to see it. You should be honored. I am the custodian of the theater. Stratton concerns himself with the art, and I, the material. And I handle the audience as well. If they are rude, I eject them with impunity. The story of my people is the stuff of great theater, in a way. From humble beginnings, we're to ascend to the highest station in Amalur. The master is the playwright who runs the theater, and uses it to house his productions. With just a few tragedians and a manuscript, he is quite capable of rendering any historical scene in exquisite detail and vibrancy up on that stage. He gains influence daily, and I am certain his is the mind that will lead the Colossi into a new age of enlightenment. It is a popular locale for many, and we gain more followers every day. Master Stratton's plays invoke the imagination and spirit of the Colossi such that few can resist. Be on your way, then.
Many greetings, stranger. The Lycaeus is popular no more. When will it close?
All is well, I hope. Blessings to you.
I hope you have done well. Keep the peace.
Beckon? It seems my preconceptions were off, but I still need your divine aid. The plague spreads. I have worked on this city for all my lifetime. The sewers that run below it are my masterpiece. But this work of art is besmirched by rats. These foul vermin run rampant in my catacombs, tainting it with their fetid presence. Try as I might, I cannot best the scourge. But you beckoned. Your divine intervention is needed. I have never known beasts with such low cunning and high birth rates. They are fearless as they are disgusting. I have pinpointed a much-traveled route used by the rats and seeded it with traps that can be activated on command. Find the levers that activate those traps. They've been placed on a ledge overlooking the route. When you see the rats pass below, simply pull the levers as they approach the traps. Slay the filthy vermin. Once I hunted the rats that plague our sewers with such zeal, but I have worked myself to exhaustion and am forced to rest here. Though I rest, the rats do not. Please, find the traps I laid in the sewer and lay waste to them. Are you enjoying its splendors? This fair city is rich with them. Even in the sewers, under its gleaming exterior, lies a feat of engineering unrivaled by other cities in Amalur. A hidden menace, the secret horde. Though few acknowledge them, the rats are the great threat to this city. In my younger days, I hunted the vermin with a force of will unequaled by the greatest of the theologians in Lycaeus. Lycaeus breeds thinkers, philosophers. They spend their days pondering the greater meaning of existence. Such are their debates that they shake the very foundations of Idylla. For some time, non-believers have touted that the relevance of the Lycaeus has passed, but I'm confident all it needs is one brilliant lecturer to stoke its fires. I am a mason, one of many caretakers of the sewers. I wish you well.
Welcome to the living quarters, Beckoned. My people have long led lives that inflict a certain strain on the body. As you may have seen, even in our city among the clouds, danger persists. Thus, we maintain the living quarters as a place of rest, open to all. I make sure the beds are swept, and that any who need aid receive it. Our city has hung in the heavens for a time now, but it remains incomplete. Idylla's centerpiece, the Hyperion, rejected our magics and refuses to rise. You carry our hope across these shoulders of yours, tiny though they are.
Welcome, Beckon.
I expected the Beckoned would arrive sooner or later. I expected the Beckoned would arrive sooner or later. Greetings, Beckoned. Have you come to pass the time? If we wait long enough, Stratton might even have another play ready when we're done. Like Stratton and Andronicus before him, I am a writer, but I tend towards essays and dissertations rather than metaphor and prose to deliver my messages. I was a close friend of Andronicus. I have reviewed every production displayed in his theater for those not in attendance. In the years since, I have been told that I've been unkind to Stratton, but I beg to differ. I am honest. I have mixed feelings for our dear playwright. He was once the tragedy and prodigy of Andronikos himself. Many looked to him to fill the Master's shoes when Andronikos died. Most believe Stratton has succeeded. I am unconvinced. A mighty playwright, Andronikos knew that the gods would be pleased should our art reflect their majesty. Much like Idylla itself, the theater was constructed as much for its utility as it was as a tribute to Athene. I plan to attend, as I do with all the productions held in the city, though my hopes for it are not high. I must think of a new work.
I have seen faith change my people, but none more so than the silent choir. Be careful around them.
Beckoned? Do we have some business? With my brother indisposing himself, it falls to me to keep watch over my family's estate, little though it is. Look at this place. Why would anyone choose the wilds below over this?
I expected the Beckoned would arrive sooner or later. Yes, Beckoned.
After all my labors, it is nice to rest in the living quarters.
Another day in this forsaken land. After all the miseries they have caused, I'm surprised that Jotun was spared at all.
Incredible. You must be the Beckoned. What are you doing here? I am a frequent patron of the theater, but I grow tired of Stratton's work. When will Irina produce something? It is a place of respite, or a monument to the god of boredom. Count the columns, or the straws in the bed if you need something to do. Or, better yet, get out of here. I've seen the bulk of his works. They are often pretentious and bloody. I enjoyed Andronikos' satires myself. It knew better days, I think. The current master, Stratton, can keep the people entertained, but not musing. Anywhere but here. I understand.
Be careful here.
Beckoned, I pray for. Watch your step in the concourse.
Beckoned, I admit that I have eyed you with some interest. I await for the chance to debate you personally. The Colossi believe that ours is the greatest city in all of Amalur, Beckoned. I am inclined to agree. We were strong enough to rip it from the clutches of the earth. How could there be any doubt? No doubt the gods favor us because we have the strength to perpetuate their message. This is the center of theology in Idylla, Beckoned. My people attend to debate any topic they like, with whomever they like. We leave social standing at the door. All that matters in the Lycaeus is virtue and a sound argument. I am a student of Master Onisimos, and I hold the highest rank among all of his disciples. My current point of study is the nature of strength and its relation to virtue. I wish you luck in your endeavors, Beckoned.
The Beckoned? Do you seek to debate? You should speak to Master Onisimos to arrange one. We would be thrilled to hear a lecture given by the Beckoned. Oh, the city? It is... well, it is grand, as everyone says. I wish I could say more of it, but I spend most of my time in the Lycaeus. Though the Lycaeus is open to all who wish to debate, some choose to spend their lives mastering the arguments, like me. I hope it will make me a stronger Colossi. I am, the youngest of Onisimos' students. There is much I have yet to learn. Goodbye, Beckoned. I wish you well.
Have you seen the rather small creature that entered the city? They say it is the Beckoned.
Are you in need of medical assistance? I know the healing arts. The Master is troubled. The Lycaeus has seen its attendance gradually drop since the tragedy of the Hyperion. I am one of Onisimos' oldest disciples. I have taken to tending to the inexperienced students after their debates. Have you seen it? The theater is perhaps our greatest rival in capturing the idle time of Idylla's citizens. Over the years, I've warmed to the idea of their productions, but there is no substitute for the Lycaeus' debates. Enjoy the debates.
Welcome to the Lycaeus, Beckoned. I remember when this city sat on firm earth instead of thin air. Those were dark times, where daily we grappled with the wiles of the teeth of Naros. But we endured, and now we have carved a near paradise for ourselves among the clouds. No finer city exists. There is no greater home, no event, no thought, no prayer is raised that does not get tried and tested in our debates. I am a student of the Masters, and there is no greater joy for me than the debate. I truly love it here. Currently, my studies have me exploring the value of life versus that of the... I hope to see you again. You are much smaller than I expected. Ah, so the Beckoned has arrived. Are you here for a debate? The scholar truly has mastered the art of discourse. Though it has been years, I believe he can still make a persuasive argument on any topic. I have an astute interest in researching the Pteryx. They are noble, lethal beasts. They can match a colossi in might in the right numbers. The life of a god is always busy in these lands. Take it from me. The city is grand, though it has borne much doubt and anguish. But I believe the stones we placed can weather these storms. We are strong, but not immortal. Though our skin resembles stone, mortal blood flows beneath it. The Lycaeos is the essence of the Colossi. I am glad to see it run by a great thinker such as Onisimos. I hunger for debate.
Be careful here. Yes, Beckett. I am pleased to serve how I can. I am a relatively new debater, but already I have made my mark. I outranked Thace in the Master's eyes, though we became disciples on the same day. My area of interest is the nature of war. Our city stands the highest in all of Amalur, and that means that it is the greatest. It is no coincidence that our culture and virtue have flourished up here among the clouds. It is built to honor the struggle we all must go through to attain wisdom, and we embody that struggle every day. If you have wounds to tend to, Harris can assist you.
You must be the beckoned. I must say that you are the most peculiar specimen I have ever glimpsed. Your fate, I cannot think but I have been blinded, but you are the only flaw in my gaze. The first of many failures. I have seen the portents of the future, and the old Primos wears the garb we all will be shrouded in. The city will hold longer than this academy, but all things in this world fall to ruin. Every morning I wake and despair, for I see the mighty walls of Idylla and the tower of the Primos crumble to dust before my eyes, replaced by an empty sky. I have always been able to snatch glimpses of the future, but very recently, since news came that you appeared in our land, these dim half-visions of mine have burst into full, glorious sight. I can see the fate of this city now, of all who live within it, except for you, curiously enough. I tell you, this academy's destruction is assured. The details are vague to me, but there will come a time when theology means nothing to the Colossi. Academics, scholarly pursuits, all of it gone. In its place, the savagery of the Myru. Mark my words. I attend these final debates as the school enters its death throes to chronicle them for the future. Would that I could unsee
the beckoned
some
arrives
things.
at last. What do you think of our humble academy, chosen one? Could I perhaps convince you to debate one of my prodigies? Surely the beckoned of Athene would be a worthy lecturer. I despair that the Lycaeos has passed under the awareness of one so blessed. Our academy is the center of conversation for philosophy and theology in Idylla. Would you be opposed to joining us for a dialogue or two? It would be an honor. The spears, you mean? They are for the debate. Wonderful! With the hard times about us, I worry that our long-kept traditions will eventually be lost as the school's influence wanes. Your involvement is sure to spark interest in the Lycaeos once again. Now, let us begin. In your first debate, you face Thace, one of my most promising students. He did not have the strength needed to appeal to the gods, though he was named Primos. His virtue faded over time. I am the master of the Lycaeos. I do what I can to enlighten the minds of those who enter my academy. If anything, This city is great for separating the weak and impious from the strong. Not all have kept the promises we made to the gods. Some have left our city to live in the wilds, as if they were the Myru. Fools. I will admit, times are difficult for the school. Few have the fire within them to debate. They seem to prefer moping. That is what we were before the gods sought to raise us up. Life for the Myru was not as you see here. The Myru cared only for base pleasures, carnage, conquest, and power. They were far from the enlightened people the Colossi are today. Many argue the meaning of the beckoned. Are you a conduit of the gods, or are you merely their messenger? I know what you are, though. You are the strength of the gods incarnate. Speak to Thace, and let him know you're ready for a debate. Study hard, Beckoned.
You must be the beckoned.
The finest magical crafts, guaranteed. What type of implement are you looking for? Peruse for as long as you like. I will be here if you need.
The life of the beckoned must be strengthened.
Be careful out there, Beckoned.
Ithene, guide your actions. I hope you find Idylla. Are you enjoying the hospitality of the Colossi, Beckoned? The concourse is the main hub of our city. It is a place of gathering and prayer. However, it has been quiet since the great tragedy. I am sorry. I cannot say more. Truly, it is worth protection. With the trials my people went through to raise it into the sky, it has become more precious than gold. But these earthly costs are nothing compared to the rewards that will come to us. I know it. I am sworn to protect the people of this city before all else. Each member of the Guard would lay down their life for our people. Be careful on your travels.
Amalur lived the Uranos, existing from the hill lands alone. They held not the blessings of the gods, and so blinded to their own potential. We lived in ignorance among the strange people, wasting the gifts of the gods.
Who wanders into my camp? What is this? You are far too small to be a colossi. So it's true then. The beckoned has come. This is my home, but not for much longer. I moved out here to reconnect with my roots, you see. My heritage as a giant race. However, my time on my own has come to an end. I am ready to take the next step and go and live amongst the Jotun of the Teeth of Naros. There are only loose ends that need to be taken care of, but I have sworn off Idylla for all days I have left. Karunk was my chief concern with me trying to move in with the Jotun. Now that he is dead, it seems to be the perfect time to do this. The logical step is that I must live among the Jotun. Yes, I do. I have lived on my own in this abandoned Jotun camp long enough. Would you? I will reward you for your help. I will not be needing the coin where I am going. I want for my family ring, currently in the hands of my brother Heliodorus, and to see my journal delivered to my old comrade Darius. But perhaps most of all, I want you to find my wife, Corina. I would like you to bring her here to me. You must retrieve my family ring, deliver my journal, and speak with my wife. The ring is currently in the possession of my rather odious brother Heliodorus in Idylla. I doubt he will surrender. He hides it in the living quarters of Idylla. You can try liberating the ring yourself, or convince Corina to come down from the city and see me. If you could bring her here, then I can talk her into living with me, and my journal needs to be delivered to my friend Darius. He is most likely camped out somewhere in the teeth of Naros. Be quick, Beckoned. I must get to the Jotun soon. There's not really enough space. Yes, Beckoned. You must be swift with these tasks. I need to make my home with the Jotun The heads of the city's inhabitants are as high in the clouds as the city itself, with their talk of religion and righteous gods. I much prefer to stay closer to the ground and stick to my roots. The Jotun have wronged the Colossi in the past, but the Colossi have a shared history with them. It was right to grant them mercy. Most find it completely inhospitable, but I find that it is not so difficult if you try a different sort of living. Yes, the plants are unpalatable and the beasts cunning, but you can't expect nature to offer you wine and sweets if all you do is ask. They act like they are above everything, but they are mud and dust, like everything else in this world. They just aren't decent enough to admit it. I once tried to forge peace between the Jotun and the Colossi, but as I did, I became enamored of the simplicity they enjoy. I have taken to living in this old camp to try and enjoy it as I can. Goodbye.
Myru heard the whispered golden notes of the voice of wisdom herself, Athene. The goddess bid him to raise up his brethren, so they may know the favor of the gods once more.
We are Athene's chosen. We follow her path. Guide us to your blessed wisdom.
Traveling to Idylla? You must be the beckoned, the blessed visitor from an unknown land. But perhaps, if you have the strength to reach these lands alone, then you are strong enough to aid me. I have been studying the trolls in the area and have seen something of great concern. The trolls have unearthed a number of urns which possess a deadly magic. They are curious. For as long as we have been here, my people have not encountered the like of these urns, nor the ashes they contain. I lack the strength to face the magics of these urns, but Athene is in your thoughts. You could destroy them. The trolls believe these urns to be artifacts of the god Naros, but the ashes they contain have a vile, corrupting magic. I fear what may happen if the trolls are left in control of these urns, and the power they contain. Thank you for your help with this. The ashes contained in those urns are too dangerous. There are troll dens scattered around the Teeth. It is probably best to start your search there. However, you will be able to feel the dark magic when you are near to one of the urns. I manage to do what I can in the way of study. There are few resources available for a student of history out here. But it is important nonetheless. Where would we be if not for historians? How would we have acclimated to this land so quickly? Idylla is indeed the most beautiful city one will ever see, for the gods themselves inspired it. I would prefer to stay within the sturdy walls of Idylla, but nothing can really substitute for practical experience, can it? This is the homeland of the trolls, so to speak. I aim to study them, so I must do so in the wild. There were tomes and prayers written in your honor centuries ago. We were forced to leave them behind, but if only you had seen them. Imposing and indignant creatures, we Colossi have managed to drive the majority of them from this vicinity. But those that remain have started digging. For what? I don't truly know. Only that they seek some means of retribution. Oh, already?
Hello there, Beckon. Been traveling in the teeth of Naros? I am a diplomat, so to speak. Though they lack our grace, some of the brutes of this place have in them a shred of reason. The marauders were once thinking, feeling colossi, and the Jotun were kin as well. I must try to appeal to their wisdom. With this city still being incomplete, I have found myself more interested in research than the gods. We have been given the light of Athene, but we should share that with as many as we can. The Jotun have old ties to the Colossi, very old ones. We marshaled their strength for the glory of Athene before we came here. We felt ourselves their custodians, but they viewed us as masters, and their resentment only grew from there. The teeth of Naros is a very dangerous place. Even those that know the dangers well can still find themselves at its mercy, or lack thereof. We have earned much for our closeness with the gods, but we have a duty to share that connection with all of Amalur. Istus is a dear friend of mine, formerly a peer, but as we tried to build ties with the Jotun, well, hello there. Hello there, Beckon. Been traveling in the... This is Histus's research. So that must mean he is preparing to go live with the Jotun. I cannot say I completely agree with Histus's methods, but I can respect his intent with his research. Thank you, Beckon. Wish him the best for me. Farewell.
What?
And so this Myru gifted them with Apothani heart, and the newly born Colossi found deliverance. And with the gods once more upon the mount, so did they surge towards the teeth of Naros, towards majesty.
Your prophet leads us to glory in your name.
Time to die, puny one! By the magnificent graces of Athene, a city was built upon gloried heights. So stood Idylla in bountiful tribute, a colossi bastion, the virtue of the Ouranos.
We build this for you, Athene. We build this for you, our blessed goddess.